Welcome everybody back to another episode of That's Baseball, Erika. I am your host, Erika, where I talk to you everything and anything New York Yankees. As you know, they finally did it. The Yankees have clinched the AL East division for the first time since 2012, and it was beautiful. It was perfect. Tanaka pitches a gem of a game. Yankees end up winning 9-1. The Yankees 9-1. Let me time out for a second. 9-1. Number 19 on the mound to get the win. 19th time that they've clinched the AL East. AL East. And it's 2019. History's just writing itself, ladies and gentlemen. If that's what it means for the future, then I think we're in for a really good playoff run. A fun playoff run. But before we get there, we got to still talk about what's going on now. So they clinch, win 9-1, home runs galore, DJ, Gardy Party, Cameron, Red Thunder, Clint Frazier, all hit home runs. Bullpen comes in, closes it out. And then the team comes in and closes out with a epic celebration. Did you guys see Tommy Kahnle slide across the locker room? That dude is a party animal. If there's one Yankee I want to party with, it's got to be him. It's got to be him and Tyler Wade, because Tyler Wade was all over that locker room too, celebrating. They celebrated pretty casually, shook hands, knew that they got the job done, and it's on to the next one. But once they got in that locker room, they popped that champagne. They celebrated. I celebrated. That was it. It's on to the next series. There's still regular season games to be played. There's still something to be played for if you're looking at home field advantage. And right now, the Astros just have too big of a lead. I think they're up one game on the Yankees for best record, but they also have the tiebreaker. So essentially, it's a 2-game lead. Listen, the Yankees are going to have to beat somebody in the ALDS. And there's not one team that's going to be easier than the other. Every team in the playoffs are in the playoffs for a reason. So it's either going to be the A's or the Rays if they were to get home field advantage, or they play the Twins. How games have been back in playoffs before, the Yankees have the Twins number, but I'm also just more confident with the Yankees being at home against the Twins and just having that rowdy crowd. But whoever it is, it's going to be tough, and I think that the Yankees are well equipped with what they're bringing to the playoffs to get it done. But again, like I said, that's getting ahead of ourselves. We'll cover playoffs probably next week. But after the series with the Angels, the Yankees go on to a series with the Toronto Blue Jays, those pesky Blue Jays. Such a good team offensively, just because of how young they are and how much talent they have and how good they're going to be. And it shows. I mean, the Yankees dropped the first game against them. J.A. Happ came in. He had a decent performance. Nothing bad. I mean, he's definitely worked his way onto the playoff roster, especially with what's gone down with Domingo Germán, who I don't even want to address at this point because what happened there it's just unexcusable. You just don't hit your significant other. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to get into that because it's just disgusting. But yeah, J.A. Happ has a decent game. Tommy Kahnle, I know I was talking about him sliding across the floor. Maybe he was a little hungover or something. He just did not have it, and he let up 2 earned runs. Those 2 runs ended up costing the Yankees the game. But Aaron Judge is hitting home runs. Tyler Wade, another guy. Talk about earning a spot in the playoffs. I know that they're going to have him on there for speed reasons. Dude is an absolute bullet with his leg. He's so fast. He's just a ball player. He's one of those guys where, you can put him wherever and he'll get it done. He's just naturally gifted, just understands the game, understands scenarios. So I think he's made his case. He's batting .400 in September. I think he's just having fun, and that's good to have in a playoff roster. You're just having fun. I don't see him being a starter or anything like that. Obviously, you're gonna have Stanton in left. You're not gonna have him playing any positions over anybody else on the lineup, but he's good to have for if you're gonna put him in at second to score a insurance run or an important go-ahead run. And if you happen to come up with him in the lineup later on in the game, you can trust him to at least get something done, even if it's just lay down a bunt and try to move somebody over, but still somehow beat out the throw. So he's a good asset to have, especially with the September that he's been having. But the Yankees lose 4-3. And I just feel like the Yankees, for some reason, keep losing the first game of every series, but they lose 4-3. But on to game 2, Saturday. James Paxton takes the mound, and guess what he does? He wins. Just like DJ LeMahieu just hits, it looks like James Paxton just wins now. The last 10 games, my guy is 10-0. 10-0? Is he 11-0 now? He's crazy. So he strikes out 7, goes 6 innings. I mean, not only is he efficient, he's been like really helping the Yankees rest their bullpen, which Lord knows they need it, especially going into the playoffs and the thought process around how they're going to approach the pitching throughout the playoffs. So, a lot of bullpen. But yeah, 7 Ks, 6 innings pitched. And then he gets followed up by Johnny Lasagna, as the guys at Talking Yanks say. But Jonathan Loizaga throwing heat at the plate, throwing absolute heat. He hit 100 on the radar. 100. Johnny Loizaga. Sorry. But yeah, he looks good. Jonathan Loizaga. I mean, again, you're with all the injuries and with the pitching depth kind of just not there after the big 5 guys in the bullpen, especially with Dellin going back down with the injury. You can make a case for Loizaga making the postseason rotation or postseason roster, right, for the bullpen. So, yeah, he ends up striking out 5 dudes, that game. 5 guys. So, you like what you saw. He did give up 2 big hits, but you already had a 7-0 lead, I think it was at the time. So, nothing to worry about. He looks good. And the Yankees were just hitting. They were just hitting on Saturday, There was a lot of doubles. Judge and Giancarlo went back-to-back on doubles, and that looked great. It's like when it works, it's beautiful. When you see them go back to... I'm not a fan of them being 2-3 in the lineup at all, just because of the simple fact that they can strike out back-to-back, and it just seems like lost at-bats. But when it works, it is beautiful to see. You just see 2 mammoth doubles, like destroyed balls back to back, and it's hard hit. Exit velo is unheard of. It's just insane. It's like if you guys ever played Ken Griffey Jr. baseball for the SNES, and you remember you had like the scrawny dudes that bat, but then you had like it was Mike Stanley in that game for the Yankees. I think he was brolic. It's just like having him, Mike Stanley, and then whoever the other brolic dude was. I think at the time it must have been Chili Davis, I think it was. And they're just huge guys. And I just feel like that's what Giancarlo and Judge back-to-back are against pitchers. It's just fun to watch, And Stanton's looking good. Stanton is seeing the ball well. He's having great at-bats. I think he struck out 3 times in about 11 at-bats, 12 at-bats with like 2 walks, 2 seeing-eye walks, He's seeing the ball well. And you gotta like what you see. And these games are being played with, people resting. So the fact that the Yankees still have this much offense, even while they're resting 3 big players, or have still injuries with Edwin Encarnacion and Gary Sanchez, and they're able to bring in 7 runs in a game and give that much run support to a guy like James Paxton is detrimental. It shows how deep their lineup is. It shows how deep this team is, and it shows just how much this team is willing to get it done, next man up mentality. Even if they're not the starters, they're still playing their role perfectly, and it just says a lot about this team, again, like I said. Then they go into Sunday. The big thing was CC's tribute, which was absolutely like a tearjerker and a half. When his mom was talking about him, it just kind of like pulled some heartstrings, because it's, I don't want to get into it, but, my mom taught me how to play baseball, and it's just, like, to see the success that he has had and the impact that he has made within the MLB and even outside the MLB it's awesome. And then to see him throw the first pitch out to his mom was really cool. I hope to see him be an absolute... I said I didn't think he was going to make the playoff roster, but everybody else seems to think differently, especially with they're going to be trying him out of the bullpen these next couple games. So it looks like he's definitely going to be on the bullpen playoff roster. With him on the playoff roster, he's definitely going to be coming out of the bullpen. He's not going to start, and let's see what he has left. He might come in a huge situation. I mean, he's going to be your most composed guy, and in a big situation, he might be able to have that veteran presence and just know exactly what to do in what situation and get a big out. So we'll see how it plays out. I don't know if he'll be used a lot, but he's going to be there. He's an option. So aside from the tribute, the biggest thing was that Luis Severino was going to be making his second appearance of the season, and they just wanted to see how he was going to follow up with how he did against the Angels, and he did amazing. Severino is back. If you're not confident with the way that he looked against the Toronto Blue Jays and how frustrated that their players looked trying to hit him, I don't know what else to say. This guy is the ace of your staff. And we were just tippy-toeing around the idea of him coming back and how great it would be to have him back. That arm is special. But when you see him pitching like that, you almost have a little smirk on your face because you're just like, wow, we made no changes during the trade deadline. But we somehow got Luis Severino back in our rotation. That was like picking up an ace. That's like picking up a Bumgarner. It's equivalent. Not to say I'm still not mad about what they didn't do at the trade deadline, but like I said, seeing him pitch like that almost makes you giddy. It makes you a little bit more confident if you have a matchup against someone like the Astros. So, yeah, he was dominant. 9 strikeouts, 5 innings pitched. I think he pitched 80 something pitches. So he was efficient again. And his slider is just moving. He's using his changeup, and it looks better than ever. His fastball is clocking in at 98. And it's just, you can't say anything wrong about it right now. So I'm sure he'll have one more start before the season ends, and regular season ends, and kind of make sure that he can stay consistent. I think it'll be against the Rangers, and it'll be away, so it'll be more of a challenge. It's good to see. It's good to see Sevy back. And then again, the home runs coming from Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is looking hotter than ever. Brett Gardner keeps doing his thing. Gardy Party. Actually, they're tied right now, 27 home runs each. Don't know who's going to win out with the more home runs, Judge or Gardner. However, there's still DJ lurking in the back. He has 26 home runs, aka DJ just hits. But yeah, they take 2 out of 3 from the Toronto Blue Jays. About to go into a big series against the Tampa Bay Rays. Not so much big for the Yankees, but big for the Rays. And essentially, it can be big for the Yankees just to kind of set the tone of if the Rays do make it into the playoffs, that the Yankees can handle this hot team right now. Because right now, they're hot. And if the Yankees can somehow settle them down or cool them down and show that, hey, man, we're still like the dominant team in the AL, then I think it might be a little demoralizing for them because if they do get into the playoffs, it shows that the Yankees can't handle them at their hottest. So, but yeah, injury reports. Aaron Hicks apparently taking some fly balls out in the outfield during BP. Edwin Encarnacion and Gary Sanchez should be back sometime soon. If not this series, they're definitely going to be back in the Texas series just to get a couple reps, get back into the groove, warm up a little bit. Again, we have one more week left. October 4th, first game of the ALDS. I will be there. I'm trying to buy tickets. They're about $120 right now. So if you guys want to, donate some money to me so I can go there and be happy and live my best life, then I'm all about it. Anyway, that's all I have today. Yankees are about to play in a couple minutes, actually, so I'll be back tomorrow to recap what I saw. I've been out a little because work has been busy, and I can't really record in here when people are sleeping, so I get to do it when there's nobody home. But yeah, if you like what you hear or see, please like, subscribe, comment. I'm on Spotify and iTunes now, so if you don't want to see my face, you could just hear this annoying voice, and on your morning commutes or on your afternoon commutes when you're stuck in tons of traffic because New Jersey and New York suck. But yeah, please, thank you for all the support so far, and I look forward to continue doing this. I cannot say thank you enough. So, other than that, like I always end it, let's go Yankees.